It's Alvin here again with Alvin's Lowdown. As promised, this episode we're going to do a quick one with regards to juice testing. Okay, now I know that when people look for juices, very often they look to be inspired or try something different, or perhaps go on a friend's recommendation. A couple of things to keep in mind, yeah? First things first, guys, all our taste buds, every single one of us, slightly different. So what my friend might like, I may not like. What I might like, my friend may hate. Okay? So going with recommendation is one thing. As far as taste is concerned, I think it's better to have a look at and try it for yourself. Okay? So when you come and look for juices, most people look for either fruity juice or creamy juice, or some prefer tobacco. Okay? Please have an idea of what you're looking for when you come in. Guys, 5 years worth of experience tells me one thing. If you don't know what you're looking for, you're not gonna find it. Okay? If you don't know what you're looking for, usually you're not gonna find it. I know, because I do a lot of juice testing for a lot of different people when they come in. Okay? So ideally, if you have an idea, what I mean by an idea is this. Are you looking for fruity juice this week? You're looking for creamy juice this week? Or you're looking for tobacco juice this week? At least we start somewhere. Okay? Then the next question to ask yourself is this. Let's say, for example, if you go for creamy, do you want creamy with fruit or just straight creamy? What do I mean? Okay, so creamy with fruit would be things like lemon cheesecake, or chocolate strawberry, or perhaps a blueberry cake. Yeah. If you're looking for creamy without fruit, it would be things like brulee, or chocolate biscuit, or perhaps let's think of another one, a sponge cake where there's no extra fruit on top. Okay, so at least you've got somewhere to work with as far as your search is concerned, and it will also help me, if I'm available, to recommend certain things to you as well. Alright, how about if you go for fruity? Okay, fruity is even easier. Fruity has God made any new fruits recently? I don't think so, right? Okay, alright, so are you going to go for a single fruit taste or a medley, as in mixture of fruits? Fruity, the other question to ask yourself is, how much cooling would you like? Right? I've been vaping for 5 years plus. No more cigarettes for that long as well. Normally, predominantly, I'm a fruity guy, as in I vape fruity juices, and I used to be sort of medium level. I have adjusted recently to go down to hardly any cooling. The thing with cooling is this. Cooling, anything makes it extra sweet, extra sour. All these things are additives. As long as there's a lot of additives, the health or the healthiness of the juice actually drops. Okay, so as little as possible. Yeah, but have a think. See what kind of cooling you're after this week or this month, however long you're buying your juices for, and then give us an indication so that we'll know how to fit certain juices to you as well. Alright, now guys, I promise you going forward, we're not going to have as long videos as we did the first couple of times. That was simply because I had to lay some foundation and had a couple of stories to tell as well. We'll try and keep it to about 7 to 10 minutes max. Okay, and again, like I say, video means you can come back and watch it anytime. Sometimes when you've got nothing else better to do, you might want to get some information with your vaping as well. Okay, so next I'm going to show you how to actually prepare the cotton and things like that to do juice testing for yourself. A couple of tips and pointers for those who coil and cotton for themselves as well. Part 2, how do we actually do the juice testing, right? So we'll do a close-up on this one. Now, we've got the coils normally set up with the firing correct on our testers here, but if you are outside and you do need to do testing for yourself, you want to set your firing so that the moment you fire, the coil gets red hot pretty quick. Okay, the reason for that is so that you vaporize the juice rather than actually boiling it, because when you boil the juice, it gets thicker, and that's how your gunk forms. All right, so we've set that to about 31 for this one. It's a single twisted coil. That is our signature here. Hit the button, gets hot straight away. Okay, so grab your piece of cotton. Now, with a cotton, you don't need a big piece for testing. What we're going to do is pinch one end, squeeze it, turn it, whatever it takes to get that to a tiny little thing so that you can fit it through the coil itself. Now, as you put the cotton in, you want to make sure that the cotton is touching the inner diameter of the entire coil, right? So your cotton has got to touch the inner diameter of the coil in its entirety. Otherwise, what will happen is this, for those who are doing their own coiling and wicking at home. If your coil size is like that and you put your cotton through, there's a bit that doesn't touch the cotton itself. When you fire, what's going to happen is that is going to vaporize where the cotton is, but this part is going to be too hot. So you're going to get a burning sensation, okay? So some people find that, wow, the moment they do their wicking, something is not right because it always tastes burnt. That's the reason why. The other thing is this, if your cotton is so tight that you can't get it through and you can't move it along, what is happening there is very similar to our blood vessels. Now, as they travel nicely, no issue. But the moment you put a stranglehold on it, that bit there is not going to get blood, right? So same with your wicking as well, okay? Couple of tips there for those who do their own coiling and their wicking at home. In this case, I've decided to choose the lime sparkles, right? It's basically like a lime soda. When we do the testing itself, the juice has got to go right where the coil is. It's quite interesting sometimes when I see people do the juice testing. They'll put it on the edges, and leave the center. But when you hit the fire button, what's going to get hot first? Is that cotton that's where the coil is, isn't it? So that's where we want to make sure that is soaking wet, all right? Now, when you put it first in that way, the cotton being still quite dry may not absorb all the juice. So just give it a quick fire that will heat up the coil itself, and it does something so that the juice then is absorbed into the cotton, all right? So make sure that center part has got plenty. You don't have to go to the edges if you don't need to, all right? Of course, when you put the cap on, make sure that your airflow is aligned accordingly. And here we set all our mods to the correct ohm on the coil itself. If you find it's too hot or not hot enough, or you want it to fire faster, let me know, we can adjust for you, okay? Basically, again, what you want is hit the button, bang, there it comes, okay? So when you do the juice testing itself, guys, no matter what kind of juice it is, make sure you take more than just one puff. I see a lot of people who test juice, they take one puff, oh, it's good, oh, it's not so good. How do you know? 2 or 3 puffs, the flavor settles in. You're gonna be vaping this long term, you know, not just one puff every day, right? Okay, so take a couple of puffs. Does it taste like what the label says it does? All right, for me in this case, yes, it's a lime soda for sure, okay? Medium cold. It's never gonna be too sweet. Nothing you buy here is gonna be too sweet. And of course, it's full of flavor as well, all right? So guys, a very quick one today, very simple one, just to do with your wicking, with regards to your juice testing, and a couple of pointers as to how to do juice testing as well, all right? So feel free to come on down. If I am not busy, I will certainly serve you. But if you feel that you're confident enough to do this yourself, and I am doing something else for someone else, please feel free to do it and choose your own juice. All right, so guys, thank you very much for watching. Short one today as promised. Alvin, you guys, as usual, look after yourselves. We'll catch you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.